Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'll give y'all a little bit of time to tune in. Apologies for those who was waiting for the live stream earlier. Had to deal with a slight situation, but nonetheless, we still here. Not gonna be crazy all night. Know a few people got some live scheduled I see already, so Colton, what's going on? Serious, what's going on, baby? James, what's going on, my guy? Happy Friday to everybody that's pulling in. Hopefully, everybody having a blessed and productive one. Hopefully, everybody smoothly got through the work day. Hopefully, your kids got through the school day. And whatever plans you may have for the weekend, again, keep yourself visual as always. Keep yourself on go just in case. It's getting a little wicked out here, especially again those in the city. We've been getting all of these reports, especially still with the subway situation. We getting too many reports that are not looking good. So again, keep yourself visual and make sure you keep yourself safe. North Woods, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate everybody that tuned in Wednesday for the conversation. Definitely felt it was a good conversation that was needed. And apologies for yesterday. Yeah, it was a real busy one. Even for a day off, it was a real busy one, but nonetheless a good one. And appreciate those who did tune in for the clapper. We did have some fun last night. And I might be bringing that tomorrow definitely. So trying to get a few things in order definitely. So definitely trying to get the ball rolling basically. Tomorrow is a special day for special woman in the family. So nonetheless, we're gonna get some busyness out of it. But I do plan on trying to bring something definitely to clap tomorrow. So we will be rocking out. And I definitely could be bringing an early morning cypher just in case of anything. But yeah, nonetheless, tonight, again, I want to really implement again safety for everybody. Um, because again, we just had another previous situation where teenagers being attacked and nobody's getting involved to a degree. I feel that no parent, at least in my opinion, should never have to worry about a bunch of people being around a situation and not stopping it from happening. This is what I'm saying. You got situations where it's almost making it unbearable to even want to be out, but you can't stop your life because of the nonsense going on in the world. You still got to live your life. Hold on, give me 1 second. Don't worry, I'll put my banner up in a second. I had to double check. It looked like somebody was over here doing something unpleasant. All right, never mind. Wax dog, what's going on, my guy? Um, but yeah, there should be no situation where any grown up, at least in my opinion, should allow certain situations to happen. Like I said, especially to these young ones who really ain't out in the streets like that. Some of these situations that happen with these teens, they was coming home from their little after school jobs or whatever, and it's getting kind of crazy. East Dad, what's going on? Cool Gamer, what's going on? And it's crazy. That situation is really like saddening to think that, all right, instead of you trying to at least calm the situation down, especially if there really ain't no weapons involved, you would just sit back and either record or just allow it to happen. Again, there's some people who are minding their business, not bothering nobody. So what gives it the right for something like that to happen and nobody feel a type of way about it? In the same token, you would feel a type of way if shoe was on the other foot and it was your child, you would definitely feel a type of way. If it was somebody close in your family, you would feel a type of way. At least you should feel a type of way, but can't say it this way in this day and age right now. But shoot, some people throwing their families out to the wolves. But it is sad again that, you know, some of these teens who have been the victims of these crimes lately, they not in the streets. And the ones that are in the streets, we get wind the word of things now. This is my thing all in all. I have no issues as far as you trying to become your own person in life. But again, the things that you do, the harm that you implement, especially when it is towards your own people, it is sickening. Sorry, I gotta get my mind clear on this real quick. I was a firm believer and still a firm believer on that no child until should be harmed, especially when it's dealing with robbery or anything along those lines. Especially when those ones are not doing nothing, they're not into nothing. Now, there's a different rule in the game when it comes to that because you have some of these youngins who are playing by the rules and the regulations of the streets. I can't really say that about the ones who, again, being innocently attacked. See, back in the day, say this again, you wasn't allowing too much of that to happen. Now, if it did happen to somebody that was younger in the streets, that's because 9 out of 10, that person was already in the streets doing stuff they weren't supposed to be doing, and that is the consequences of the game. Still sad to say it that way, right? But anytime you playing around and messing around with people's money, don't matter the age. It's about the money at the end of the day. Hood, what's going on? I see y'all up in here. Should never be that way. That should be your last option. Playing to a point where your life is in danger. And there are some who are playing like that, and hey, they already rolled the dice. The ones that didn't roll the dice, who never picked it up in the first place, are the ones who suffer more than anything. Because again, should no young girl be coming home from work and you gotta worry about getting jumped on a train? Make it make sense. Just like nobody should have to worry about taking a regular routine travel home from work or whatever. And you gotta worry about somebody shooting in the train. Oh yeah, they caught that dude. I seen the video. It's crazy. Safety at like safety is fully out the damn door now, at least right now. Tanya, what's going on, baby? And the reason why I say it's a sad day because come on now, that type of thing got looked down on. That's why I said to a degree, Fathers are needed. And I ain't just talking about within our community. I'm speaking to every fucking nation right now. Fathers are needed because look at some of the dastardly shit that's going on in the streets, even when it is dealing with the youngins. And when you're being pushed with the wrong type of stereotype, keep getting manipulated, especially by a sister, we see what happens. Now, again, when you are soaking up certain things that is needed, um, it pretty much messes up every good thing that's supposed to be a possibility for the future for those coming behind us again. It's like you don't care. Nah, you should care. It shouldn't take for it to happen close to home for you to start caring again. I don't feel that was the right course of action right there. Because again, those situations could have been, could have been prevented. I should never have to feel a type of way, or I should never think a type of way. I should never think that somebody else's safety ain't important, especially if I'm in the vicinity. Essentially, you are the one that's going to eat some of that too. I feel that way. That's just like prime example. You know CPR. You know you could possibly save somebody, but because either A, you don't like them, or because you don't know them, or you're not aware of what's going on, you just allow that person to pass on. You don't think you're going to feel a type of way behind that? Let me see. The woman that just got, or the woman that just went back to work, the one that was trying to organize the stopping the gun violence, she just went back to work. She could have just completely stopped her whole notion, right? No, I'm gonna get myself back, and I'm getting back in the fight. And this is the thing. There are some people that just show proof. I don't care what's gonna happen. Just know I'm gonna make a difference one way or another. I'm gonna try to change the course of things. And I applaud and respect her because again, some people probably would have quit. I believe that without a shadow of a doubt, 9 out of 10, they would have quit. That'd have been anybody else. But they did, you know? And that goes to show again strength and determination. I'm not gonna let something stop me from doing what I believe in. And that's really the mentality that everybody should have. Not gonna allow things to limit me or stop me from doing what I feel is necessary. Like I said, safety should be the number one aspect out of everything. And again, you don't have to know somebody personally to save their life. You don't have to know somebody personally to stop them from being attacked or possibly harmed. Again, it's about knowing when to intervene and when not to intervene. Now, if you done, if you done observed and did your surveillance on certain situations, all right, bet. If you feel like it's a situation you ain't gonna be able to get into, or that it really ain't your concern, I can understand that. But then there's other things that is just right to get involved with. Again, kids shouldn't be getting harmed, especially the ones who are doing what's necessary. The ones who are actually trying to work and become something at some point. The ones who actually are taking their lives seriously. See, we'll stand around and allow certain things to happen and then get mad when it happens the other way around. Like I said, there's no way you could tell me you would feel comfortable allowing somebody else's child, especially one that ain't causing no harm to nobody, to be harmed. And see, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I can't just blame it on the people. I also gotta blame it on the powers that be. Because again, look what you have established in this small course of time frame that you've had. Let's be real. Didi, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. But look what you established. You implemented a plan that really, in my opinion, was a sneak plan. And then that sneak plan that you tried, it didn't work. Now you see what it's doing right now. It's bearing all sorts of sour fruit. Um, Again, crime going up like crazy almost everywhere. Got even more homeless people out here right now, displaced, not having a roof over their head. We got shelters that are being overrun and overpopulated. And then you got ones that you're trying to build, but the people ain't trying to let you build them. So yeah, you got a little bit of that. And again, this is what happens when you don't do thorough backgrounds and checks on who you are allowing into the country. Commander, baby, moo moo. Give me 1 second. But this is the thing. You bring people here, you trying to give them benefits that the people that have been here long enough have never gotten or still haven't received or having a hard time receiving. So now you got it to a point where you're allowing everybody here. And again, you not even knowing who you bringing in here, what kind of background they coming from. Are they a fugitive? If they're a danger to society, if they're a dangerous like you just didn't do nothing, like nothing at all, but just cause more chaos damn near everywhere, including the city. See, to a degree, I can see why. And like I said, I can see why this dude did what he did as far as trying to say close the borders down. Because you're allowing people everywhere to come here and do the unthinkable, the unspeakable. How does that make sense? But you'll talk about national security and safety and all of that. But you just messed up all borders of national security by allowing everybody and their mama to come soaring to the United States. Oh, wait, let's dig a little deeper. You want to keep giving foreign aid to people outside of this good old country of ours, but you not trying to give aid to those who need it here. I'm sorry, like I gotta speak that truth tonight. When was it gonna be a situation where you thought it was gonna be a win-win? Like I said, some of these crimes happening now. It's not just being done by the people who solely live here and been living here. Now there's a added element. You got to look at it. An added element. Some of these people are being attacked by the people who just got here. Some of them are being attacked right back. Like it's really not no win-win for anybody. Because look at the ones that are still out in the streets. They got to fight for survival just as well as the person who was already living here and been on the streets. And I ain't talking about the ones who choose to be on the streets. I'm talking about the ones who are literally asked out and have nowhere to go or don't have no real other options. I'm speaking about those ones. On that. They got to worry about all the possible dangers living out in a whole new environment that they ain't used to. But you willing to a degree, right, to try to help them the best way you can. And then you still can't help everybody because if some of these people don't have any real documentations, how that work? Susanna, what's going on, baby? How does that work? See, in the instance, the reason why I'm telling people to keep themselves on point is because, again, look what's going on. You don't know if this is an attack from somebody that's homeland or not. And either which way, it's a mixy situation because we see what happening with some of these people now, especially the ones who just got here. They committing crimes and they getting slaps on the wrist. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what to really think right now. I really think it's time for people to really have to. Yeah, I think it's time for y'all to really start forcing a plan again of safety. Some of you might have to really start walking with stuff on you just because. And it's not to say anything as far as encouraging or inciting any war or nothing, no. But we seeing right now that it's becoming more dangerous and more dangerous. Situations like that will make a parent say, at least a reasonable parent, nah, I don't want my child taking the subway or I don't want my child doing anything until it's safe. Again, this era of the city right now feels like the early 90s, but there's added extra elements. So this is a dangerous situation for a lot of you parents. Again, especially those in the city. It is time for some of y'all to actually start loving and caring for your family the way you need be. Getting critical now. Next, what's going on, baby? It's really getting critical. Now, I found out about the boy that got shot 2 weeks ago. You know, because I didn't hear too much except, 13, you hate to hear that. But then now look, in my opinion, right there, that right there should never happen. A child should never lose their life. But you know how they'll do it when it comes to certain situations, especially in the media. All right, well, even if this person was in the game, was this person actually as active, or was this person doing something outside of just hanging around the game? I feel again, these kids should not be pushed towards any type of gang activity or street activity, period. Especially they are really not ready for that. There's some of them that think they are, like I said, until they see what it really is. There's some people right now, especially still young, wishing they ain't make the decisions they made. Liz, what's going on, baby? And again, this is the saddest thing again. People as young as just turning 18, maybe in their early 20s, life gone. Some of them following behind people. I'm riding with the gang. I'm riding with this one. I'm riding with that one. You want to be down with the crew so badly that you're willing to risk somebody's freedom, risk your own freedom, and possibly harm somebody's life in the process for what momentary gain? Rose, what's going on, my guy? My fault. Who else popped up in here? Oh, he's dead. Everybody up in here. All right. My fault. I gotta keep coming back. But again, I think that's the saddest element of it. The fact that you're that young and you're in a gang, like I said, it should never be that way. But we know how they get wrapped up. Some of them get wrapped up because if they ain't got nobody that's really active in their life trying to push them for something greater, they're gonna go where they feel protected at. And see, and that's the thing. Some of y'all think they get protection, but depending on the situation and the severity of things, that protection gonna come at a cost. It will actually come at a cost. Cost of your natural life, which essentially will be messed up because you still haven't experienced, you still haven't really gotten into your peak of life. You could have been destined for great things. But because of these moments of, I got to show the people I'm down, I got to show the people. Listen, I know people right now, they ain't active, but they working, they doing what they need to do. There's some of y'all who, again, will realize that once those damn jail cells close, you're going to have a lot of time to think. What do you solely think about in that time frame? Who knows? It depends on how long you want to be there. If you're lucky enough to get out before, or if you're lucky to get out and not have to do the whole sentence, you're still going to do the whole sentence because you're still going to be on some form of parole or probation. So what's the purpose? But this is why I said too, there's just some people who are supposed to be moving a certain way. They're supposed to be setting the example. and they not setting the example at all. You would rather push a kid to do something they shouldn't be doing than to push them to do something that could be beneficial for them and their family or beneficial for whoever. Kev, what's going on, my guy? I'm sorry, but for right now, these times are getting too hard. So this is where you're gonna get certain situations. You're gonna have those who are that upset because they don't have what you have. Like prime example, those who it's getting back to that era where if you got something that they think they want, they gonna take it or they're gonna try to take it. You're gonna have to protect yourself. I'm sorry to say it because this is where it's going right now. That old '90s feel is really back in the city, and you got people out here who really have severe mental health issues and disturbances out in the street. So that's a problem right there because even they can cause violence if they're not on the meds. So you got a little bit of different elements compared to what it was in the '90s. Because in the '90s, it wasn't too many cuckoos out there not trying to be funny. They wasn't out there like that. That's because there was too many establishments open, especially the ones who really couldn't be a benefactor or really couldn't, progress in society. They closing those down. So once those get closed down, now there's nothing, not even outpatient for these people. Taking away, like I said, resources could be helping in a better light, basically. Don't make sense. Really don't make sense at all. Because again, when do we establish that we need to start being more safer and more careful? It's sad you would have to probably do something at some point, but it feels like it's coming to that at least now. But at some point, things will get relieved and will get a little bit better. Oh no, that's a whole fact. He's dead, and next year, that's the truth. Because that's how it kind of unravels some of your brain cells and your stems as we speak now. Like I said, once you become institutionalized, even after you left out of it, you still want to act like you look. There's people that come home and still act like they still living in it. I'm talking about everything, like way they go to sleep and everything. You'd have thought they was locked up. That's what I'm saying. Like there's some of you who should put yourselves in that situation because it will mess yourself up in the worst light. It ain't gonna do anything better for you. It doesn't give you a badge of honor. This is saying, yeah, man, I went to jail for this. Yeah, man, I do this. It doesn't give you a badge of honor. Y'all might think some of the things you see, especially in these TVs and movies, be real, but it don't be. If you really think it's a respawn button, and a nigga can come back and go, "What up, y'all?" All right, you'll find out. And it really is sad again because that should be the last thing you think about. I'm gonna say this again. This should be the last thing y'all think about is trying to prove to the world that you're somebody by doing certain actions that are not needed. And honestly, there's some of you who, if you don't take heed to the messages that are being said, don't just gotta be by me. Because it's not just me that's out here speaking that real shit. But if you're not taking that into consideration, you're gonna take it into consideration because look, y'all like to watch the internet and you see what's been happening. Some people definitely have been getting their licks back. Like we're not taking this from nobody. You want to go rob old people, or you want to do certain things along those lines. You want to go rob and cause harm to people. Guess what? There's gonna be some people waiting for that. Y'all seen what happened with them three dudes? One kicked in the damn front door. They thought they were just going to run in there and do whatever, and that dude let off the chopper. Nah, get the hell out my house. Not in my house. And that's the one thing I've always felt when it come down to your home, you always got to keep that guarded. Even in the states where you can't carry shit, you still got to keep your shit. You got to still be on go just in case. Because this is getting crazy now. People trying to do the utmost right now. Kind of almost feel like a purge, but it's not. I already felt like it was spoken about. Yeah, we gonna go through some rough times. It's gonna get worse before it get better. Right now, we kind of in the worst of it because we are seeing things happening at a high rate that shouldn't happen. Again, kids being attacked all left and right. And it's not they just being attacked by teens themselves. They're being attacked by the adults. Again, what happened to that safety net of watching over everything? Making sure you know where your kids is at. Yeah, bro, because this is what I'm saying. Some of y'all think y'all. I'm gonna say this again because there's some of y'all who really need to understand this. You think having a gun gives you power? That gives you false hope to a degree. That's in my view and opinion. It gives you false hope because again, just because you got it, you might not be wise enough to use it. You might not think you might not ever have to use it. You might think, yeah, as long as they know I got it on me, ain't nobody gonna test me. But you might have somebody that might test you. You might have somebody that think you're gonna do the unthinkable and they're gonna beat you to the punch. You playing around with weapons, guess what? It's almost like essentially playing in the Wild Wild West. You never know what the hell could happen. You might offend somebody, that person might get offended and be ready to end it right there. Nah, bro, they had to run because again, that man had the chopper on him. Those guns they had, yeah, they probably if they would have been able to get some, they would have got some shots off. But you ain't gonna be able to do nothing when that nigga was. You ain't getting through my door. You already got through my fucking front door. You're not getting to my bedroom or nowhere else. You're not causing no harm. If I gotta do what I gotta do, so be it. And that's the mindset you really have to have when it comes to protecting your home. Shoot, protecting your businesses too. There's some people doing what they gotta do to protect their business. Like I said, there's some of y'all putting yourselves in danger, and for what? There's some people who have paid the price basically for some BS. You know me, I try not to go down the rabbit hole, especially on a Friday. But that's neither here or there. I'm gonna leave that be. But as far as everything else, come on now. Some of y'all risking your lives because you trying to do somebody harm. You trying to take something from somebody. You trying to take something that basically don't belong to you. And I've always felt like this. If it's ordained by that man upstairs for that person to have that blessing, guess what? If that person feel they gonna do what they necessarily have to fight and protect theirs, they're gonna do it. Like I said, even down to the damn family. Because you don't know if that man had kids in the house or none of that. Y'all just came in there because you wanted to rob the place. That's just like with the old head that shot at them dudes that tried to rob the gas station. You don't know if it could have been kids in there and you just going in there all reckless. Yeah, we're gonna go in there and look what happened. Almost got your arm blown off. There's gonna be a lot of y'all gonna be suffering those consequences. Kid you not. There are a lot of you who are gonna start suffering those consequences because you're not listening to reason. You thinking I could keep doing what I'm doing and nobody gonna be able to stop me. See, that's the problem. People think they can't be stopped at some point. They can, especially when they are not moving on a humble accord, or especially when they not moving in the right light. At some point, you do get stopped. You do get stopped. I could keep on robbing my community and nobody gonna do shit about it. All right. You see how some of these politicians is getting wrapped up now? Some of these statemen, assemblymen getting wrapped up now, right? Nobody's above the law when it's all said and done. Nobody. Like I said before, this is my whole thing about it. There's no way you're not thinking about safety all in all as far as yourself. There's some things you're just not going to be able to do. And think at some point there won't be a consequence or a repercussion. That's like you going around slapping everybody in your building in the face. You think somebody ain't going to slap you back or do worse to you? Even if it don't happen right away, it's still going to end up happening. You will meet that eventual wall. It ain't worth it. Like I said, a gun don't make you tough. A gun don't make you no big and bad man. It don't. What makes you a man, in my opinion, is just using your mind when you're supposed to use it. Not letting certain situations become a nigga moment, in my opinion. Being in control of your emotions when you're supposed to be. Knowing when and when not to intervene on certain things. When and when to check certain things. Forget that. Being a man is actually doing what you need to do. Making sure you keeping some sort of income coming in. Make sure you taking care of what needs to be taken care of. If you got kids out there, that should be your main course as a man, making sure your kids is right. And again, I'm speaking of all men in all nations. You out here wilding the fuck out and you ain't taking care of your kids, guess what? It'll come back to bite you in the ass. And if you still got time to be an active person, be an active person, no matter what the situation is. If you got to fight for yours, so be it. Starting to believe to some degree, this is why some of the situations are panning out with some of these men now. And the same thing with some of these women. Again, you're messing up everything for what? This is why it needs to be a two-parent home, and it needs to be an active two-parent home. So everybody's on board with everything. That tough mentality, you don't have to do certain things to prove that you tough. You're already tough because of look at the things you're already going through in life. Or could be going through in life. There's things that weak-minded people or people that are not tough can't handle. Appreciate you for dropping those links, Serious baby. I gotta fight every day with different people to prove to people that I'm tough. No, but you got some people that think they gotta do that. I gotta put fear in people to show people that I'm not to be played with. Shouldn't have to do that either. I gotta do certain things because I feel I want to be respected. Keyword: I want to be respected, not I need to be respected. Come on now. Main thing some of these people are messing their lives over are the things that really shouldn't be messing them up. Be careful, man. Because again, just because you might have something on you, I don't mean somebody else might not have it on. Or you might not be able to even get to yours, depending. There's some people that don't need a gun to protect themselves. And we done seen people get disarmed. How you supposed to be the tough guy with the gun and you get your ass whooped? Trust me. Seen some shit like that. Thought you was big and bad. Again, almost lost your life. This mentality of I gotta get my get back at somebody. Look at it. If it wasn't that personal, it should never get that person. Again, I would say some of y'all need to really stop trying to be friends with your kids and get your kids in order. Because again, we are seeing some of the crimes happen. And yeah, we got adults. And again, we got people with mental health that are committing crimes. We know that. But there are other crimes being committed, and it's being committed by young kids. Kids, again, that's not even old enough to buy a beer, a pack of cigarettes, anything. How is this happening? Because again, look at these sad establishments that we see in certain areas. When they say they don't really have nothing for these kids to do until the summertime, they mean it. You don't have nothing active during the winter, spring, or fall. And even when something is active, you got people that'll mess it up. That's why I said at certain points, when has it ever been cool for us not to band together on the right type of thing? Even keeping a situation where we having a good event for somebody, or we having a good event for the people in the community, when we don't keep that safe. But there's some of y'all who won't keep it safe. And the reason why you won't keep it safe is because you know certain situations, especially situations that are constantly occurring, and you're being a part of it. One way or another, you're being a part of it. You're being a part of it because you could be stopping something and you didn't stop it. Again, when does safety become a number one priority? And not solely just for yourself, but for the people around you who could need that. Question that I beg to ask, but there's some of you who are going to learn the hard way, and it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in. You're going to learn that when you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I would hate to say it, but there's some of y'all who are going to go by that just because, again, you're following people. My friends got this. I got to have this. Oh, my friends is doing this. I got to do this too. Again, you should be following something that's right for you. Following something that's going to take you to the next level in life. And you didn't have to do all the unnecessary things just to get to that spot. There's some of you who don't listen when you got people, especially these motivational speakers, who are telling you it's not worth it. There's certain things you think is going to be cool, ain't going to be cool. Because again, you got to look over your shoulder every day. Who wants to live life like that? You want to live life looking over your shoulder every so often because you don't know what could be happening, what could happen to you, especially after all the dirt you did. Who wants to live like that? I don't believe any logical person would want to do that. It's some sick times right now. Again, respect goes a long way. But you also got to remember again to respect yourself. You can't respect yourself if you think harming somebody in any way, shape, or form It's going to be that way of gaining respect. You'll gain some fake respect, but then there's some of y'all who have to remember this. And again, remember these words. There is no honor amongst thieves. There is no honor. So you're going to be gaining all that fake aspect of love and gratitude. But then in the long run, ain't going to make no difference. It's going to be what it is. And I've always said, why mess up yourself when you could be building a better self? Be building something better for yourself too. Build yourself to be greater and not lesser than. There's some of y'all who are tuned in on that low vibration of frequency, and some of y'all could actually move up higher from that. You're just scared to do it because you think if you do it, you're going to lose out on everything. Not losing out on nothing. You're gaining more than you think. And that's the mindset you need to keep. And, you are gaining more than what you think. Like I said, if people can't get down with you trying to change for the better, those people ain't for you. 702, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You got to always remember that part right there. There are people who are going through far worse than what you're going through. And some of those people are actually getting through by just keeping their faith high, not giving up, and being determined on building and being something. And realizing that if certain things ain't working for them, that they have to travel other options to make it work. See, I could go back to a golden time when you actually had people, even within the community, that actually cared enough to at least make sure some of these kids got in the right positions, which they did. The ones that didn't get into good positions, that's again because you want to follow people. There are people, like I said, that could have been ball players. Forget just ball players and actors. They could have been almost anything they wanted to be. Because they had not just the education and the brains, they had the willpower to do it at one point. What messed them up? Them choosing the streets, them choosing their friends, them not choosing for themselves what's good for them. Some of them felt if I leave, especially if I do make it, people gonna think I done moved up on them, I changed up on them, and I gotta prove something to the people. No, if you blessed enough to make it where you need to make it to, uh, you can bring those people with you who you know for a fact need the help, or help those people build the way they need to build to a degree. You bring the right peoples up with you that deserve to be brought up, but everybody else, they gotta figure out something. Like I said, how can you plan on bringing anybody up if you're not even bringing yourself up? And some of y'all too loyal to the damn default. And that's another reason why some of these people have messed themselves up. Loyal to the default. And again, you got to remember, um, your life is important. Your life is worth more than you think. The problem with some people, I believe is envy. It's envy, it's jealousy, and then there's just that it's that false narrative. It's the false narrative of I can't make it. I can't do anything. I don't have nothing to offer. You have something to offer, whether you believe it or not. Again, you would just have to find it. Nobody else can find out where your talents and skills lie at. You can. Nobody could build and grow and manufacture the brand of strength and intelligence and integrity and determination like you could. All right, this didn't work for me today. I'm gonna try this tomorrow, see if this works. Do what you need to do. I hear you in 702, but that's how you're supposed to do it. Like I said, you're gonna have to cut certain things off in order to progress in life. You might not think so, but you're gonna have to. I just had a whole talk with somebody behind the scenes, good friend of mine anyway. It's all the same thing. Certain things you're just gonna have to cut off. It might hurt. It might make you feel a type of way to a degree. You might have people who don't like it. But again, it's for the betterment of you. You don't want to be stuck in the same rabbit hole, basically, for the deranged, for the deranged of everything. Nah, you don't. You can't cry over things that are out of your control. And you can't cry and you definitely can't keep dwelling on things that won't matter for the future. Like I said, you cut off the unnecessary distractions, you cut off the negative energy, and you solidly focus on you. This is the main problem I feel is going on right now. A lot of y'all that are just not focusing on yourselves the way you should. You following what everybody else thinks. You worried about what everybody else thinks. Instead of you saying, I need to do what's necessary for me. Forget what everybody thinks. How you gonna grow and succeed if you feeding and you still going off of all the unnecessary shit that's around you? And you don't have to cut people off the way, now I'm not talking to you no more, none of that. No. Some cutoffs are going to be good cutoffs. Like, look, I can't hang with you as much because I got things I need to do. That don't mean you distancing yourself forever, but you distancing yourself for that time frame so you can get some things right, which is necessary. Like, prime example, a real friend is going to understand that. Prime example, if you can't hang with them because you really got you a nice little part-time job and you trying to get you some money so you can start saving up and doing shit, especially things you really want to get done and accomplish. If they can't understand that that's important, then again, you might have to distance yourself to a degree. Because I'll be honest with you, no real friend is going to allow you to mess up a solid opportunity on building yourself better. If you got those real people that want to see you, trust me, they gonna understand what it is, and they gonna be rooting for you. But again, stop following behind everybody. You need to follow your own path and your own destination. Follow what feels good to you. And once you do so, just sit back and allow things to play out. The things that are meant to be in your life will continue to be in your life. Don't force feed nothing that you don't need to force feed. You taking time away from some people because you want to study on some things. You trying to get into a certain field and you need that time to really buckle down and do whatever. Hey, they gotta understand that. They need to understand that. They might not want to, but they need to. If I see that you're trying to make better acquisitions in life, who am I to stop you? Anything, I'm hoping that you do what you need to do. That should be the mentality a real friend gives anyway. A real friend is going to see you through no matter what. Whether it's in the public, behind the scenes, they're not going to waver for nothing. BDBGP, what's going on? They're not going to waver. And they definitely not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear. Again, that's the most important aspect of friendship. The most important aspect of anything in life. It's not so much as what you want, it's gaining what you need. What do you need to be successful? Outside of an education, you need to have the willpower and determination to put that in good use, no matter what you think you're going to do. Like I said, run a business, run a business. All right. See, prime example of ignorance. I could have got crazy, chose not to. Prime example of showing restraint even during ignorance. That's what I'm saying, though. There's some things in life you want to have to show the utmost determination, and you're gonna have to hold strength, even when you feel like it's buckling. You gotta hold on stronger than anything, because those good things will come into good light. Like I said, you think you want to run a business and you know what's needed, especially if it could be a fixture, and you get to that. If that's what you're aiming for somewhere down the road, again, you need education. You gotta want to do it too. Don't do it because you just solely thinking about money. Do it because it's something that you love. Do it because it's something that gives you peace and joy. But also do it because it's giving you education. And it's giving you something to pass along to your future generations. Again, generational wealth, education, and understanding, the most important things to remember. And for those who need to hear this message, again, give yourself an opportunity, even when you feel there is none. Like I said, I feel adults should start being adults again. And not those who are actually doing the right thing. I'm talking about those who act like they don't want to do the right things, but they know it's the right things to do. Again, you start giving opportunity, education, and focus to those who really are trying to make a difference. You solely focus on those ones. The ones you feel are not taking it, it's only so much you can do. And hey, it might be something that you can't do, but somebody else might do it better. And if it's still going to help the betterment of people, then hey, keep doing what's necessary. What could you possibly leave behind that's gonna always keep a legacy growing, or just keep their legacy intact? Some points you got to learn to give back. Again, the generations are gonna have to come together, sit down at a table. Now you good 702. Like I said, I know who going through things. I know who just been MIA, but hey, you here today, right? So, like I said, I solely focus on making sure this message get out. Not saying that I don't pay attention to things, but I kind of don't pay attention to things. Well, at least the things I don't need to pay attention to, I don't need to pay attention to. I know I was going to smell beef bacon coming in the chat at some point. When I didn't know, but hey, you here, baby. But you got to remember that part, though. You know, when you have a strong belief in yourself that you can build and create anything and actually stand firm on it, even when you're going through the roughest of times, that's a blessing and a gift right there. Can't nobody take that away. I ain't messing with you. I ain't messing with you, Nexie. Well, you ain't gonna be hearing too many ambulances tonight, hopefully. Hopefully. Nonetheless, though, you gotta feel good about yourself. That's why I said, why do y'all start respecting yourselves, man? Respect that when you make a decision, that is the right decision. And also respect the fact that you're gonna live on it. That's just like right now, even if you did go through a trying time and now you trying to get back on course with things, don't let nothing stop you from building. Don't let nothing stop you and put you back in that course of going back to negative thinking. Ain't gonna work. There's some people right now, I can say to God, you just scratch your head with these ones because it's like, I can't sit here, see myself, prime example, this ain't judgment or nothing. It's just logical. I couldn't see myself doing a portion of my life to come home and not be even home a whole year and go right back in for another portion of my life. Couldn't do it because there had been too many people going in the source, and not just from death, but just people going in the source. Period. Some people coming home right now don't got nobody really. So you got to look at it. Is it really worth it? You missing out on valuable opportunities to grow outside. Yeah, we know the establishment is messed up. Yeah, we know there's a little bit of everything that caused this world to be where it's at right now. At least at this time stage. But you mean to tell me we're not going to stand up and band together for what's right? We're not going to band together for the necessary things that are going to be needed, especially if we're going to implement change. So we're not going to do that. You know, that's the case. Then shoot, we might as well all wave our white flags. See, and then when you say something that's logical, you'll have people that be upset, or they'll laugh, or they don't believe what you believe. But even in that instance, you don't allow that shit to. You don't allow that shit to stop whatever it is you're doing and what you believe in. Again, if you believe in the better change, you do what you got to do. It ain't about what nobody else say. Fuck the bullshit. Because at the end of the day, can't nobody run your life. And can't nobody tell you what's good for your life but you. My bad, y'all. I know you was going to hear a bit of ratchetness, but at least no ambulance. See, shit like that right there is a prime example again. Wanting to be seen so badly. That's another story for another day. My bad, y'all. Like I was saying, you'll have people that laugh. You'll have people that don't believe. You got some people who feel they want you to do what they want you to do. You should be your own leader and think for yourself. What's good for you ain't gonna be good for everybody. It'll be good for some, could be good for a majority, but it ain't gonna be good for everybody. Start building yourself. Again, growing and knowing what you need to. Again, the things you decide to put in your life, hey, make sure that they don't cause stress. Hey, make sure that you gaining something out of it. And again, don't mess it up solely because you're stuck in your ways on certain things. It's good to keep an open mind. See, and that's the thing. Again, nobody can't tell you anything outside of, well, shoot, they can't tell you nothing. They could give you advice. They could ring your ear on something. Or they can even bring something to your attention you probably wasn't aware of. But everything else, they can't tell you what to do. Can't tell you how to feel. Again, it is about making strong decisions and not costly decisions. If you want the best actions, best results, you're gonna have to put in that work. Again, you're gonna have to find something that benefits you. Find something that makes you happy. Find something that will at least keep you stable. At least until you are ready to elevate into your next stages in life, no matter what it may be. Again, people might want you to live a specific way. They might want you to do things a specific way. But Again, you do what's necessary for you. They can't tell you where to get it. Well, no, they can't tell you how to keep a job. They can't tell you where to work, what to do, how to do it. Now, unless they're your manager or supervisor, that's about it. But everything else, it's solely up to you. It's going to always be solely up to you. If I'm going to make a mistake, prime example, I would have to learn from that. If I was going to make a mistake, I would still have to learn for that and accept everything that comes with that. If I decide I'm going to go do something and cause harm to somebody, I expect that harm to come back some way, somehow. To avoid that, just not going to do it. If I go do something, prime example, whose fault is it if I get arrested? Whose fault is it if something does happen? Is that my fault? Or is that going to be my people's fault? No, it's going to be my fault. Because my people could have been trying to warn me not to do anything, and I still could have been bullheaded to go do it. Again, you got to be strong in your actions. But I will say this before I do get up out of here, because I'm not going to be on here too long. I already see I got a couple notifications, and I got to go be captain support. But didn't want to say this again to some who need to hear it. It is time to really start caring about the safety of others too, not just yourself. If you could possibly help somebody save their life, especially somebody who does need it, do so. You can stop a certain attack from happening because you're aware of things. Stop it. You know. Again, know when to intervene and also know when to fall back. In certain situations, you're gonna have to intervene because again, it's not just gonna be your safety at hand, the safety of others. Get back to humanity and learn how to care. Don't hurt. It don't cost much neither. Doing a good deed when it's needed don't cost much. But it is time to start bringing back a safety element for real. Because as long as we have these type of situations happening, and now with the extra added nonsense onto it, we're gonna consistently have headaches for the long run, and we don't need that. And I've basically covered what I need to cover tonight. Again, everybody, including those in the city, especially if you got plans this weekend, you might have to do some train traveling. Be prepared at all costs. Keep yourself safe at all costs. Watch your surroundings. And again, do what's necessary if you have to do what's necessary. Right now, we are in the test of survival. Sad that we are coming this way, but hey, until they actually do what's necessary and either haul back the ones who are causing harm, you're going to keep hearing stories that we shouldn't need to hear. But yeah, let me get up out of here. I definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. I'll definitely be back in the morning with a little scythe and Few other things I want to run down on, but nonetheless, good conversation nonetheless. Always a blessing to bring something to the people, and this is what we're gonna do, and we still got more work to do. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy y'all Friday evenings. Enjoy your weekend, like I said, be safe, and we'll be back in the morning. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance tonight, y'all already know that love is love and then be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. And yeah, I'll see some of y'all in the after party. I'm coming. I'm coming. And for those who might have just been tuning in, catch the replay. Just something I want to bounce off real quick. Don't worry. There's a lot of things that will be revisited because it's needed. But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Till the next live. We out of here. Peace and blessings.